Jason, why are we tailgating when we could just be sitting in the best seats of the house? Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Sports Hub Tailgate on KearneyHub.com. I'm your host, Cody Riedel, alongside Hub Sports writer Jason Ahrens. Jason, you ready to roll through another episode?
I am. Let's get this baby going.
All right, let's talk about the game you covered last week.
I was at Kearney High, Ron Cove Stadium, and it was a rout. We'll just go ahead and say that because Kearney High scored on its first 4 possessions to take a 28-0 lead, and on the first play of the second quarter, Jamison Ortley had a 40-yard interception return for a touchdown, and before you knew it, Kearney High was up 35-0 over the Lynx, and they kind of cruised from there. Coach Brandon Kuhl talked a lot about getting out to a quick start. That was important, coming off a couple of emotional games against Millard North and Grand Island, and he was pleased to see his team do that. So now the Bearcats have a matchup with Fremont coming up this next Friday before they've got a tough district matchup with Lincoln North Star.
And Kearney improves to 2-0 in district play after that win. So another game that we should recap today.
We are going to talk about Overton Arapahoe. Now that was a thriller. Turned out to be Arapahoe had a 22-18 lead. But Overton had the ball marching down the field on a final possession. Quarterback Matt Ayton completed quite a few passes to get them all the way down to the 3-yard line with 3 seconds left in the game, but he was intercepted in the end zone by Arapahoe's Isaac Watson on the final play of the game. Isaac able to take that baby 80 yards to the house the other way to give Arapahoe the 28-18 win, but obviously a 10-point victory. It was much
very
closer
deceiving.
than the scoreboard indicated.
Those teams will probably, wouldn't be surprised to see them in the playoffs down the road matching up again.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You don't know how things are going to shape out yet, obviously in the playoff picture, but I certainly wouldn't mind to see a rematch between those two teams in the early round of the playoffs.
Any other games we should recap today?
Just a quick couple notable games of ranked teams. You had Kearney Catholic with an impressive 27-0 win over Minden. They held the Whippets to 150 yards of total offense. Kearney Catholic's front line proving to be its biggest weapon so far this year. Of course, the secondary also had 6 interceptions in the game for the Stars, so an impressive outing there. And also you have Shelton rolling along, a 72-14 victory over Amherst. Both teams ranked in the top 10 of D2. But Shelton obviously proving to be the superior team in that matchup.
Yeah. Well, today, as you can see, we don't have any props sitting here, but that doesn't mean we still can't hand them out, right?
Absolutely right. And we're going to start with a group we already mentioned, that Kearney Catholic defense. 6 interceptions. Come on.
Yeah.
Just come on.
Come on and give us another prop.
I can do that. Also, you've got Elwood's Zach Hackbart, who rushed for over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns while passing for a pair of touchdowns in a big win for Elwood. And finally, you've got Alma's Brady Stumer, who rushed for 185 yards and 4 touchdowns, and he passed for over 100 yards, I believe, in a big win for Alma. So, props to those guys.
Alrighty, well, good deal. Coming up, week 6 in the prep football season, what are some of the games that we should be watching out for?
The first one that comes to my mind is Overton Elm Creek. Last year, Overton defeated the Buffaloes twice, once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. Of course, Elm Creek may be an improved team, Overton as well, but I think it's going to be it's a pretty equal matchup on paper. Both teams have 1 loss, both to Arapahoe. So this is still a pretty big district game as far as both teams are concerned. Also, you've got Kearney Catholic traveling west to Cozad. This game got a lot more intriguing after the Cozad Haymakers stomped Gothenburg this last Friday night. Cozad's only loss is to Adams Central, arguably one of the best teams in C1. So this is definitely going to be a measuring stick for Cozad against a very tough, undefeated Kearney Catholic team. Another top 10 battle right there.
That should be a good one.
Mm-hmm. And finally, you've got Axtell taking on Wilcox-Hildreth. Here's a couple schools that are struggling to pick up victories, but I think this is a game that both teams are going to get up for because I think they both feel it's a winnable game. So I just think if you're just looking to watch some good competition, both teams should be amped up for this one.
District title might not be in the mix for these teams, but it's more of a trying to get better position in playoffs and everything.
Right,
so.
absolutely. And I mean, if a win like this can always give your team confidence moving forward in the latter part of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So,
moving out of the prep football arena into this Health and Sports Center arena, where the Lady Lopers seem to be dominating right now.
Yep, still undefeated. Took care of a couple of tough opponents over the weekend. First, they had Emporia State Friday night. They got taken to 5 sets, but the Lopers dominated in the 5th set. I believe it was 15-4. Ariel Kurlikowski led the team in kills with 18, and Jen Rose only dished out 50 assists in the win. So
typical game
for Jenna right there. Then the following night against Washburn at the time was undefeated as well, number 3 in the country. The Lopers picked up a 3-1 victory. Katie Sokolowski led the team with 13 kills in that one. She hit 367 at the net. Pretty impressive average right there.
Yeah.
And also big props to Kaylee Anderson, the first Loper to be named MIAA Player of the Week.
Special honor there. And the Lopers in the poll receiving all the first place votes except one. Concordia St. Paul, I don't know how you're getting this one vote, but let's figure it out.
You need to watch some Loper game tape before you make your decision.
All right, let's move out of the Health and Sports Center over at Foster Field. UNK is going to be at home. They're going to be trying to get that elusive first victory this Saturday.
Yes, they will be. They've got Truman State at home. Truman State coming off back-to-back losses. So Loper's hoping to regroup from their trip to St. Louis and get a victory here. Ben Gomez of Lindenwood passed for 480 yards and 6 touchdowns in the big victory for Lindenwood this last Saturday. And Matt Berry, the quarterback for the Lopers, got hurt in this one. He had to sit out the second half. So Sean Flanagan came in, played quarterback for the Lopers, believed to be the first quarterback, or this first true freshman quarterback since the 1960s to play for the Lopers. So UNK has had 7 different players throw the ball at this point in the season. I mean, it's just been a bizarre year for injuries. We don't know the seriousness of a few of the guys. They might be back here on Saturday. We hope they are. And hopefully they can get that first victory against Truman.
Regardless, make sure you just get out and support the Lopers, both here on the court and on the football field and wherever else they might be competing, cross country or tennis or whatever you Lopers do out there. I guess that's our show for today. We want to thank you for stopping by and checking out the Sports Hub Tailgate. Make sure you check out the sports headlines in your Kearney Hub print edition. Check the blog, kearneyhub.com/sportshub for posts by Jason on the Huskers. Monty Kratzenstein posts stuff about the Huskers as well. I throw up some crazy videos every once in a while. And make sure you check kearneyhub.com for breaking news. So, we're off.
We're off. Should have gelled it probably.
Yeah.
Golf USA is your one-stop golf shop in Kearney and Grand Island, specializing in golf supplies, full repair services, and custom club fittings to meet the needs of golfers young and old. Golf USA, your internationally known, locally owned golf store in Kearney and Grand Island.